good evening to you. Thank you for joining us. Welcome to Sports Tonight. This is the last edition of Sports Tonight for the week. It's a Friday night, and we're happy to be here to do what we love to do, particularly if you just try to imagine the amount of football that is up this weekend, the race to Morocco 2015 on the African continent. And of course, games being played in different parts of the world as well. Qualifiers for different international competitions taking center stage everywhere across the globe. So thank you for joining us. We appreciate the opportunity you've given unto us to be a part of your night, and we leave you with this promise. We will make the best of this opportunity. We will make sure you enjoy every minute of Sports Tonight this Friday. Let me just quickly introduce to you those starting off the show with me tonight. From my immediate right, Saeed Abbas is on the show. Saeed, good to have you on Sports Tonight this Friday.
It's nice once again talking sports, talking what we know how to do best, which is sport, and getting ready for the Super Eagles against Congo tomorrow.
Yeah, all right. So we'll talk about that in the next couple of minutes. Nigeria against Congo. And of course, this young man is looking hot on the show tonight. So Lolo Motenis, good to have you as well on Sports Tonight this Friday.
Thank you very much, Tony.
It's a confident look ahead of tomorrow's game.
True. Very, very confident look ahead of tomorrow's game.
I mean, taking into cognizance what South Africa have been able to do.
Yeah, and I think that's
putting pressure on us.
It looks like they're putting pressure. Well, I'm not sure we can score as many goals as they did score, but I'm confident that we'll pick up the necessary points needed
to qualify on top of our group.
I mean, the next two games should give us 6 points. I'm that confident at the moment.
Okay, all right. So let's tell you that apart from football on the program tonight, we will also be talking tennis. Don't forget, it's also the season for the Grand Slam at Flushing Meadows. US Open is on. Dramatic five-set thriller between Guy Monfils and Roger Federer yesterday. We will be talking extensively about happenings at the US Open on Sports Tonight this Friday, because we hope to be joined, of course, by Voice of America correspondent Tala Hadavi, who is really keeping track and will be giving us updates around all that is going on at the Flushing Meadows. So hopefully we should be having that for you on Sports Tonight today. We will also remember, it's a Friday. Tunde Ogunshiku is somewhere around, still picking up a few materials, looking at a few things that he will be talking to us about, because we'll be talking bar sports on the program tonight. Tunde Ogunshiku will be joining us, and together we'll be taking a look at the chess world and a whole lot of stories coming around from the domestic scene. The trials being held in different parts of Nigeria, and of course we'll be unveiling to us the newest African Grandmaster. All of that. For those of you who are lovers of bar sports, you will find out when Tunde Ogunshiku joins us on Sports Tonight this Friday. So we are in for a swell time. We will also maybe lace it up for you with a little bit of basketball because the FIBA World Cup is also currently going on. That will be our final shot on the program this Friday. All right, but let's start off without wasting any more time and tell you that this weekend in Africa, the battle for places at the 2015 Africa Cup of Nations is what is taking center stage. It's a very big battle, gentlemen. Saeed, countries trying to make it to Morocco. That's the big battle currently going on.
Yeah.
Morocco 2015 on everybody's mind.
It's all about the biggest football showpiece in Africa, which is the African Cup of Nations. And come 2015, every country wants to be part of it. Definitely, as a football playing nation, you expect to play at the AFCON tournament there. And let's buttress it down to our own Super Eagles now, preparing for the match against Congo tomorrow. The last time we played Congo, that was in year 2000.
Before we talk about Nigeria-Congo, let's still talk about the fact that this weekend is a massive one for Africa.
Yeah.
The battle for places in Morocco.
Yeah. It's important. Everybody wants to be a part of the African Cup of Nations. Many countries can make it down to the World Cup. So the African Cup of Nations is where little teams. This is where we discovered a country like Cape Verde. Yeah. Cape Verde Islands, and the last African Cup of Nations in South Africa just a year ago, and they really stunned the whole world. This is the same competition where the mighty Democratic Republic of Congo failed to make it out of their group, not even winning a single game. This is the same competition where Nigeria, though undervalued and underestimated, defeated Ivory Coast in the quarterfinals and went on to score and win the finals. Yeah. And this is the kind of competition where some teams who naturally can't bring up their heads and hold their heads up high as top football teams in Africa get a chance to showcase their talents and what they can do on the field of play. So everyone looks up to it. We all anticipate it, and of course, it is the time where we can also enjoy some quality African football. Yeah. Trust me, you get a bashing, you get a higgy haga, and all of that. But of course, South Africa began on the good note. So who says the qualifiers won't be good?
And we've had great stars here now from the Nations Cup.
Great stars, you said. Higgy haga. Okay, I'm going to note that. Of African football. Anyway, let's just start by telling you that a game has been played, has been decided, and some games are also currently going on. You can see on your screen the game between Sudan and South Africa has ended a long time ago. Yeah. South Africa pulling an amazing result, scoring 3 goals away from home in Omdurman. Exactly. And they have laid down the marker. If you ask me, they've laid down the marker. Guinea, as we speak, is 49 minutes of football. They are 2-0 up over Togo. That game is currently going on. And then it's just 4 minutes of football played. Senegal and Egypt are also playing out a goalless draw as we speak. So South Africa in our group have laid down the marker. They've drawn the battle line on for us.
Yes.
30 points.
Do better than we've done.
Exactly.
They've gone away from home with a young squad.
Yes.
Got to this result, they'll be high on confidence.
High on confidence, but I don't think we should look at that. We shouldn't put much pressure on our side. What we just need to do now tomorrow is just to win our home game. When we get to South Africa, we'll manage the game there. But by the time we keep looking at the fact that, okay, the defeated Sudan thing is there, we need to score 4 goals. By the time we put unnecessary pressure on ourselves, then we start playing. From there, loop on the ball, and at the end of the day, we'll get a goalless draw or 1-0, and then we'll break our hearts. Just let's take it easy as it comes.
Usually, we struggle to score goals.
Exactly.
So I do not expect us to match South Africa's
away performance.
It's
an amazing performance.
Even though we'll be playing at home.
Great one.
And to imagine that this is a new head coach, Sheikh Mashaba. This is his first competitive game.
These are young
and
boys.
He went with a squad where I looked at the starting lineup and I was struggling to recognize players. There were no Shabalala, no Mfela, no Parker. And you look what kind of squad is this? And he went away from home, 3 goals to 0. It's shocking. African football, it's rare. It is not a walkover. It is a live game, and it ended 3 goals away from home. I think they started very brightly, and we really need to take that into cognizance. Now, it's more important for us to win. As long as we get wins here against Congo and against South Africa, tomorrow, I don't care how many goals we score. I'm sure we may score 4 goals in those 2 games. At the end of it, we'll have 6 points and we'll have 4 goals. I think it's good enough. I don't think we can match South Africa's scoring record because we always struggle in front of goal. But I think we can.
During the qualifier for the World Cup, when we were playing against teams like
Namibia,
Malawi, Kenya,
scoring just a goal. We were not
scoring. Ethiopia, we scored 2.
Yeah,
the highest number of goals we scored was 2.
Was 2 goals in a particular game.
And penalty goals, of course. The penalty goals.
So I think the thing now is this: to get the points. Once we get wins,
3 points.
I'm okay.
Doesn't matter whether it's 1-0 or 3-0. 3 points.
As usual, anyway, we always win maybe 1 or 2-0, but 3 points is the most important.
Once we get 3 points tomorrow, from there we'll talk about South Africa.
One game at a time.
One game at a time. We don't need to put
pressure on ourselves that we need to score more than 3.
Exactly. On their own part as South Africans, it's good for them. They won their game. A good one for them.
And the target they set for the coach is, look, build a new team for 2020, 2018, and so on and
have a young squad.
Don't even try to qualify. I mean, if you qualify, it's a bonus. But just build a team. We are not bothered about qualifying for the next Nations Cup. But it looks like
one thing I like about the South African FA and the way they set targets. Somehow they know they are not a footballing nation per se. So when they set targets,
they are short on talent.
Yeah, maybe. And they have a very good talent. Yes. So they set targets that are quite realistic, quite achievable within a set time. And that is quite good for them. Now, the target now is for him to build a new squad. And what a way to start with building a new squad. Look at the squad.
Go to Sudan.
And go to Sudan with 3-0 away from home. What a way to start.
What a start. Why don't we look at it from this aspect? What about the Sudanese side? Are they really fantastic?
So we make this is a team that made it to the last Nations Cup. This is a team that, gave Zambia a run for their money. Yeah. It's a decent side. I mean, we know what Sudanese teams look like, and we know how well they compete in Africa.
How tactical
so
they are.
Off the field, we know the antics that home teams employ to
win
ensure
games.
that they win
Yeah,
games
try to
in
win
Africa.
all that.
So
They
I'm
win 3 goals to
impressed
nothing.
that they scored 3 goals in the
Away
second
from
half.
home.
All 3 goals came in the second half. That is when things get harder, and that is when they got all. Come on.
But there was a
I
particular
think
time
they
we went
did
to
well.
Algiers in Algeria. Then we scored 5 goals.
Don't talk about our own. Let's give credit to South Africa. That's what we're saying, because it's a different competition.
Definitely.
And Nigeria, we have struggled to get goals. That's what we're saying.
Yeah.
They have gone away from home, they've scored 3. But I agree with you. Let's not put pressure on ourselves. Let's just take it victory after victory.
Yes.
Win tomorrow, win next
on the
Wednesday,
That,
and then
that is it.
keep moving.
Keep winning.
Mm.
Then Sudan comes, and let's see if we can trash them.
Because it will be of no use defeating Sudan at home 3 goals to nothing and not qualifying for the Nations Cup. It will be of no use. Just win 1-0, 1-0, 1-0, qualify for the Nations Cup. I prefer that than winning 5 goals to nothing and not qualifying.
Anyway, whether you agree or not, I want to give credit to the South Africans for a fantastic job they've done, starting off with an amazing, convincing 3-0 win away from home for a young squad, for a new coach. Barely 2 weeks to work with these boys. I think it's credit to what South Africa have been able to do. But let's take a look very quickly at fixtures across the African continent this weekend. It starts from our group. We are taking on Congo tomorrow, Group A. Let me run through Group B. Ethiopia will be taking on Algeria. That's a massive battle. Mali against Malawi. Nigerian match officials are the ones handling that one. Henry Ogunyamodi, Peter Edibi. I saw the picture. All of them already there for that game. Mali against Malawi. Promises to be an exciting game. Remember, Malawi were in our group en route the World Cup, and they can be very difficult to play. Group C, losing finalists in 2013. Burkina Faso against Lesotho. Gabon against Angola. These are teams that are equally matched. In Group D, they call them Dr. Congo. It's DR Congo, actually. Democratic Republic of Congo against Cameroon. That's a big game. The Lions of DR Congo and the Lions of Cameroon. All right, so that's a battle of 2 lions. And then the Elephants of Cote d'Ivoire will be taking on the Leon Stars of Sierra Leone. No.